You're both asking me to make decisions. So feet's a bit further underneath you, so you don't go to knee, elbow higher. You're both not being positive.
I'm sure that Janus Kirsten has his beady left eye on that. Meantime, Maunda trying to make life uncomfortable for Robson, and off they go, and it is the drive taken up by Tom Willis. Unexpected opportunity to play alongside his brother today, provided by Brad Shields' absence, and now finally the kick. Oh my goodness, Amanga did not have a lot of time to get that away.
Put the number 8 off with the pickup.
Cowan-Dickey.
It's more. It's over. We are moving.
It's taken initially by Skinner. Trying to get some kind of momentum going here. Sam Simmons was there as well. Dave Ewers, he was driven back by Robson and company, but still Chiefs ball. There goes
Release.
Hepburn. Knoll. Now Slade. Oh, he's ghosted through. Henry Slade. Oh, that is brilliant. Individual brilliance from Henry Slade. And a try to light up a dark autumnal evening at Twickenham.
A huge defensive set from Wasps, knocking players back, but Henry Slade spots the opportunity on the blind side with Jack Knoll. You can see just a little bit lateral from those big front 5 forwards of Wasps. And Slade on that outside arc's always going to be able to just pump past to get rid of Willis. And then there was no way those front 5...
The final.
That's a minute water break after this.
What of the conversion? Oh, it is beautiful.
The angle run of Slade to go through. As he makes the break, Willis has got his back to him. You can never tackle him. They're numbered off. He needs to be inside shoulder, especially against a player of the quality of Slade.
Robert at Newbold on Avon RFC. Old Gravesendians, everybody at Thurrock, Steve and his mates in Medway. Old Leamingtonians, Andy and co cheering for Wasps. All the folk in the bars at Chichester and Winchester.
Set! Reset, we've gone down this side. Craig, reset, we've gone down this side.
That's the voice of Simon Harding, you can see, talking on his walkie-talkie.
It went down, it came back up and never fully recovered. We go again.
Controlled by Tom Willis. Robson, and then Amanga linking up with his scrum half, and ball not taken with them. Playing the advantage as Knoll sweeps it up. Let's have a chat with Martin Gleeson. All right, great stuff. Thanks, Martin.
Thank you. Well, they created a brilliant opportunity to hurt them in the wide channel there, just that drop, preventing the ball getting there. But certainly Exeter having to concede a lot of ground defensively to mark that. But both props doing quite a lot of counter-rucking.
Set up positions like this.
More.
Picked out Johnny Hill. The line-out caller continues to grow and grow as a presence in this Chiefs side. Maybe England caps not too far away for Johnny Hill.
That is a tangle!
Was that a touch then?
So well to get off that touchline.
I think he put his foot on the line.
Oh, here we go, and this is Chiefs bursting through.
Engagement, they want to get as steady as possible.
Good old Tim Payne and Phil Vickery were the two props, either side of
and that extra ballast. Good scrummaging second row.
So low elbow hinge.
Alec Hepburn.
Low elbow hinge.
He's expecting to be shocking against Kieran Brooks this evening. Alec Hepburn. Instead, it's the one-time All Black. Taylor. Picking out Rowlands, a great big bear of a man this season. He'd probably otherwise have been in Paris tonight with Wales, but he's still on club detail. May well play against Scotland in the Six Nations next weekend. It was touched. So Everyone was free to pile in on Woodburn, and they did. The chase was led by Zach Kibarigi, and Wasps working hard to win this back too hard.
You're on the floor, straight on the ball, not past it, please.
And trying to do it for Dad tonight.
Just been inaccurate here. His reaction was that he'd got himself into a good position, just missed the ball.
Hey, you've got the line, yep. On the line! On the line!
A little bit unfortunate that his right arm was taken away.
Skinner came to the front of the queue, got to collect the shopping, and instead it's Willis who brings it away. He was tackled hard by Sam Simmons, however. And now De Jong. Don't have an All Black, no Malachi Fekir tonight, but Juan De Jong, bring back, no mean replacement. Played here against England 8 years ago. Now the battle for the ball on the floor.
Let go, Exeter!
Frustration for Harry Williams, who's going to have to let go of that. Oh, and then it's dropped by Joe Launchbury. Certainly this week been absolutely essential, getting the team here. Medics like Ali James and the doctor Ralph Mitchell and the team. Extraordinary final so far. Just the one try, scored by Henry Slade.
Your feet are so far back, you're not in control of your weight.
Accused of, this one's going to go up, not having his break foot far enough forward to control it.
Oh, that is brilliantly taken by Slade. A ball that wasn't coming to heel easily.
More.
Taken right at the tail to try and open things up. Tommy Taylor fishing for it. Robson
That's well timed.
delivers the ball to Gopherth, who's in charge of distribution at the moment. Oh, that's not been collected cleanly by Woodburn, so with the knock-on advantage, Wasps ball. Robson there quickly. And now Willis. De Jong doing what he can to help out. Robson goes again, and this is Matteo Minozzi, not mentioned the Italian fullback much so far.
Advantage is over.
Not really been a night for fast-running fullbacks. Robson, and then Amanga breaking through, and Amanga skipping through and scoring. Oh, to cap a brilliant season. Jacob Amanga, and Wasps are back ahead in the final.
That's a brilliant score from Wasps. What a comeback. Dan Robson using that little drift away from the breakdown that Austin pointed out before, but he takes Kibarigi with him this time. That holds the defender, makes him step in, and Umanga runs into the hole that extra defender steps in from. It's Hill that steps in, doesn't take the man outside in Williams.
However, Amanga's try.
Great finish.
Kibarigi does so much of that. We know that he's made huge amounts of line breaks this year, but the amount of time he's run lines and not got the ball, created opportunities for other people, he does work really hard for his teammates.
Robson back to the try scorer. It's raining as hard as it has all day right now. It is absolutely pelting down. Through the rain, Sam Simmons, the European Player of the Season, an absolute threshing machine this season. And driven on once more by Skinner.
Yeah, good work,
Score of a couple of tries in the semi-final against Bath. Jack Maunder again, and this will come down with the raindrops, and another test for Minozzi. Oh, he's lost it.
The right shoulder, they've got it. It's perfect now for him. If they get the chance to attack, it's gone down.
Maunder flicks it back to Simmons. Lots of runners with plenty of menace in their hearts. One of them was Woodburn, but he was held on to by De Jong. Maunder. And now Devoto, Ollie Devoto, his attacking threat, preferred to Ian Whitten's more defensive nous this evening. Simmons, what's on his mind? Thought about kicking, thought about passing, then ran, and in the end picks out Stuart Hogg. Here goes Hepburn, drives on, he's held on to by Jack Willis. Cannot tell you how heavy the rain is at the moment. Noel almost needs his fishing boat to get that close to the try line. Devoto playing the advantage. Maunder thought about going one way, goes the other instead, and driven on by the try scorer Slade. And here's Hill. Cowan-Dickey takes a step backwards and then tries to go low as he can. Taylor hanging on to wet bootlaces. And now Dave Ewers, a back built for hard work to drive Exeter forward.
James, no advantage, back we go.
And it's stolen a ball through Willis. Some brilliant...
Where they've been in the red zone, they've taken a quick tap penalty in that scenario. Now they take the 3.
Exeter 10.
Both sides are having to change what they want to do accordingly.
You should have brought your speedboat. You're going to need that to get back up the M1 tonight.
It's not a speedboat, mate. It's a yacht.
Speedos.
Gathered in by Johnny Hill. The clear out on Talupe Falatau that was subject of some debate, just missing Falatau's head. And he escaped to ban, and here he is. And this is Rowlands skipping his way through. Launchbury doing laps of old Leamingtonians while Wasps were in lockdown, doing his own training, as so many of these players had to. Amanga was being pressurised by Skinner, and then Hogg, who had been watching Scotland against Georgia last night, waiting for his big moment on a big stage. Well, I've lost count of the number of times the...
Scintillating game. There's only one score in the second half, wasn't there?
They were never stable, which caused goal to readjust.
And we are level, 10 points apiece in the Gallagher Premiership final. That's the first serious shove. And Wasps did well to get that ball out under an awful lot of pressure. De Jong, experienced Springbok, involved tonight, recovered in the nick of time from injury. Rowlands drove it up to halfway. Robson to Willis. Tom Willis, probably a better, more natural ball carrier than Jack Willis. We know about Jack Willis's qualities, but on the ball, Wasps will not lose much without Brad Shields. Tom Willis, brilliant, trucking it forward. Robson again, up to the wet heavens. Gathered in by Janos Kirsten. Final 60 seconds.
Yes, please.
Open.
Again, that ball so tough to claim. It was knocked backwards by Noel and taken in by Hill, and Noel again clips it through. And one last opportunity for Chiefs in one of their favourite positions. Johnny Hill travelling sideways to try to direct the Chiefs forwards. Young goes in, and now they spread it to Devoto. Knocked back by Amanga.
Off your feet, Seven!
Very quickly, Young there. He was told that he was off his feet. Does well not to concede the penalty. But there's one last serious session of defence to do here for Wasps. Hill hauled down by Young.
Come round!
Gopeth was up quickly. Slade tried to go through that little dogleg that had been created, but it was closed in the nick of time. Cowan-Dickey.
No, John, give it up!
Continues to pelt down here.
There's two tacklers way too slow to move. There's two tacklers slow to move, which allows you onto the ball.
Do Exeter... How about it? Joe Simmons with the last word of the first half. Half-time. Seamus Sopawanga was out at half-time in the rain, practicing drop goals. It might be one of those nights. Practice makes perfect.
Got you, mate, yeah. Where do you like it?
So off we go again. The longest ever season. 40 minutes of it left. Or maybe a bit more than 40 minutes if we need extra time. Let's see. Jack Noel chasing the restart hard, but not quite hard enough to dislodge the ball from Rowlands.
The first one's in the act.
Swinging above Tommy Taylor's head and the ball swinging away from Launchbury, but Wasps have somehow managed to claw it back on the goal side.
Brilliant by Taylor on the floor. He used the slippy surface just to win the race, get down low early.
No, rock solid underneath that ball. Judge that perfectly.
Tackle Watts, let go!
He was in position early, set the foundation, and has created this opportunity for an escape route. Ewers. Jack Maunder is the scrum half.
Now we go,
Dan
please.
Andy, ex the scrum half of old, could only dream of days like this, or
now let him go. It's a good
actually he's
contest.
probably quite happy being inside on a night like this. Omanga again didn't get there cleanly, and Noel nipped in ahead of everybody else, and then Maunders charged down by his opposite number, Robson. Oh, he's done that brilliantly. Thomas Young's chasing after it. Simmons is back, and Simmons needed to be very careful.
He's sharp.
Omanga back, they're struggling aerially. When that box kick comes in, Jack Noel just starting to get a bit of purchase there.
Ooh, Omanga found himself in a sticky situation, chased as he was by Slade.
Please.
Over tight for space, it's still Wasps' ball, and the captain Joe Launchbury's ball. He was one of those up on his phone the early hours of Wednesday morning, wondering if he'd get to play in this.
Okay, yes, please. It's really good.
Kick held up in the wind. Cowan-Dickey into the arms of Sam Skinner. He and Johnny Gray both here with Scotland in that surreal 38-all draw here last year.
Yeah. Let go. Ball's available, you can't now kill it.
Maunder with Devoto waiting. Happy just to smash it up and to reset the position centre field. Cowan-Dickey held on to by Willis.
A little bit quicker.
Yes, please.
Hepburn breaks away.
Now, stand up.
Manozzi, he's struggled a little bit under those high balls, and there was a lot of movement of those white-booted feet, but he got there in the end.
More than him, so he must be small.
With the Cubans on.
Well, stilts. Can't beat a pair of Cubans, even in this weather. Dangerous, but worth the risk.
Chiefs rumbling menace, and they've drawn the penalty. Devoto knowing that, clips over the top, and that they will. Tom Willis is going to make way. Sorry, Ben.
If you want to know what seconds for Wasps for their ruck speed, usually much lower, around 3 seconds there. So it is hampering what they want to do with the ball, particularly Exeter's ability to get that momentum and the charge going, but no better place for them to do that than here, 5 metres out.
Exeter in their favourite part of the world. A line out 5 metres away from the opposition try line. Wasps have pushed it to 7-8 metres away, but Chiefs will do what they can. We know they will, to drive it back.
Broken away by
James Gaskell was in a handy position initially, but then the ball and the rest of Exeter went the other way.
2 goes.
And these are perilous moments for Wasps, moments of high hope for the Chiefs in their search for the double. Oh, brilliantly defended. And look at Jack Willis leading the celebration.
Just watch his technique here. I know we... Oh, they've gone. We'll come back to it.
Oh, Robson.
Committed to that.
And that'll come back, and with a bit of grass in front of him, Hogg pulled to the floor by Kibarigi. Maunda to Hepburn.
7, let go! There you go.
Devoto. Doing a bit of crash ball stuff at the moment. Excellent, trying to tenderise that Wasps midfield, and then the chip through. It was Cowan-Dickie close.
And keep your legs out the way and ride it until it's parked, and then you get over the top of it.
So it's sort of behind.
The local opticians are doing a fairly reasonable trade with Tom West at the moment. Hello to Nicola and Keith and Killaloe, and to Becca at the Green Dragon in Devon. Not tonight, it's a bit wet. Neil and his army buddies at Ansio House in Newcastle, and Stephen in his cabin on HMS Drake, shouting for the Chiefs. All of you with us tonight and staying dry, and probably grateful for that. Taylor, oh, that's been stolen once again by Skinner, who is doing some excellent work airborne. And now the Chiefs with ball that they might not have been banking on. Noel trying to direct affairs. He gives it instead for the bigger boys. Taken on by Cowan-Dickie. Maunda back to Kirsten. Noel's still there. He thinks he's a forward. Maunda, Johnny Hill backpedaling to offer himself. Instead it's Sam Simmons, European Player of the Season. Not seen so much of him ball in hand in the first 48.5 minutes of this final. Noel again, he's been busy. He's got Hogg. Tried to sell the dummy, but Bassett wasn't for buying. Devoto, a little hop, skip and a jump, and then he straightens things up, and he was held on to by West, who got a clobber on the way through. Simmons, he's lost the ball.
No hand, it's a work.
Another good defensive set by Wasps. 7th visit for the Chiefs, only 7 points.
He stood behind the ball, then he's
how good defence has been from Wasps, but also the weather playing its part.
Knock-on advantage over.
Slade trying to slip his way through, having been set up initially by Ollie Woodburn. Maunda, another serious defensive set coming Wasps' way, or maybe not. Again, the ball's winning the match. Who looks up to Bayer to lock doors. Defends Sean of Tommy Taylor now. He's been replaced by initially for Henry Slade, and then Jacob Amanga for Wasps.
Way too early for the
Apologies for the language if you picked it up. Here goes Amanga. He's got De Jong outside him, but it was meant for Robson. It was a little bit short even for Robson. Wouldn't you agree, Oz?
Yes, Nick, I would. Strangely, my dad's known as Spider-Man. Can't jump off buildings, he just can't get out the bath.
Scrub. Scrub. Let's go over there.
How do we turn him down?
Sadly, all of you at home on your sofa. Janus Kirsten calling for as much effort as possible, and then Wasps responding but conceding the penalty. Maunda, Simmons, Devoto and Slade chasing this. And back we come for the penalty.
An area of the game that they're able to dominate.
Let's have a chat.
And being alive in defence, it's going to be a nail biter, isn't it? It doesn't feel like there's any way the game's going to happen, break open quickly. But we're just going to have to grind and grind and grind and just stick at it and stay patient.
Brilliant, thanks Rob.
Right, thank you.
It's going to be a damp nail biter. Once again, Chiefs establishing that position that they so often profit from, but Wasps have done so well tonight to frustrate them, and they do it again. My goodness, they have been exceptional with the toes on their own try line, Ben.
Talk about an impact from your bench.
Always found it.
He's one of those young players who's made such an impression over the last few months. Johnny Gray has come on for Johnny Hill, and Lima Sopoaga, the All Black who was cracked injury, dimmed what he's about, but my goodness, he's got the stage tonight, or very shortly will. Ball was out, Maunda was having a scratch around, but instead it was Jack Willis who came away with it.
feet on the ground.
Now, how do Wasps get themselves out of this rather wet bucket? Oh my God.
And he still made what, 45 metres? It's a big energy boost that for your forwards when they see that happen.
It's a straight swap. It's Matteo Minozzi. Gascoigne, he did enough to hook the ball back towards Youngs and Gopperth and De Jong, and immediately Sopoaga involved. Josh Bassett's had precious little opportunity to run with the ball, but he had a brief one there. Willis beyond him to Young.
Counter it.
Lost by a Manga. Once again, apologies for the language, but it's it'll be Slade off that boot, trying to thread it as close. Oh, that is brilliant from Sopoaga. That is exceptional. He stood off the pitch knowing that if he jumped back onto it, he could do exactly what he did, and then Ewers had to pick the ball up, and look who led the chase, Sopoaga, and Harris was there as well. And oh, this is a wonderfully energetic moment for Wasps. Oh, they've won the penalty, and beyond the try. As a group, as a bunch, over the course of this season and over the course of the last few months and the last week in particular. Now, what of Jimmy? Deep breath. Final. Not far off an hour played.
For Sopoaga.
Restart, pocketed by Rowlands.
It's played back in now.
This is
Let go.
O'Gray. It's going to be instructive to see how Exeter respond to that little electric shock delivered by Wasps.
This has been taken back in.
Yeah, it's all about control now. The half-back's got a huge part to play in this, whether the forwards are backs are cancelling each other out. There's mistakes all over the field. You can't go multi-phase. So therefore,
You're gonna
9 and 10
right.
become
In their own ability, whatever the scoreline, wherever they are in a game, to be able to take a shot when they get into the red zone.
Here come the cavalry. Jack Yendall, Ben Moon and Thomas Francis on for Alec Hepburn, Luke Cowan-Dickey and Harry Williams. Rob Hunter, the forwards coach, always loves to change his front row at the same time to keep that balance so the energy levels are all the same. We're having a water break as it continues to throw, crawling back through the big moments. And then before you know it, we will be heralding a brand new Gallagher Premiership season here on BT Sport. Friday, November the 20th, across the road for Quins against Exeter. And Sam Hidalgo Klein on for Jack Maunder. No, just inside the 22. Oh, that drifts away onto the Chiefs side. It wasn't
It's not straight first. 5. Set.
Banging shoulders now with Ben Harris, who's pushing hard.
Stay behind, Dan.
Really interesting battle on this
Neither
side.
gone forward. We've just edged around the mark.
Harrison against Francis.
Set.
See Jimmy Gopperth and Juan de Jong far right organising their defence.
Loose head detached, strong run.
Chiefs have a penalty. Ben Harris smiling.
Yeah, the first one was, I agree. Second one, progress. Right, here we go.
Thomas Young back on the track. Number 6, 7 and 8 when they were beating Leicester in 2008. Haskell, Rees and Delalio.
Sopoaga just stepped off the field again there by the advertising hoardings. No way Henry Slade's going to give him a shot this.
For Jack Yendall, long 9-month journey back for him from a broken arm. Set up the maul via Johnny Gray. Launchbury is out now. Ben Harris peeling back round, so too Young.
He's got a left line always attached.
Wasps
No.
drive back, but Skinner had it for the Chiefs, and this is Devoto.
Give it
Much
up.
room for his flashy sidestepping today, but he's drawn a penalty to keep that run going. .30-second Allo. Quite a size, quite a trip for him to get to the final. Bedford, Worcester, Angoulême in Pro de Deux. Now here he is at Twickenham replacing an All Black. Scotland, Sam Skinner, he's been safe as houses today. Scotland, Sam Hidalgo Klein. It's been a while since he was winning caps. Way off his left boot. Sopelwanger ran a long way to get underneath that. And in the end didn't gather it cleanly. Or did he? Wasps doing what they can to rip through that turf. Chiefs doing what they can to repel them. And it was picked up under an awful lot of pressure. And it needed to be. Gray.
Yes, please.
Allowing the ball to be threaded back between his legs by Hidalgo Klein. This will be Bassett's to claim, just outside the 22. That was a beautiful kick. Eminently contestable.
Yeah, great kick, but also an excellent catch. First time we've seen Bassett back in the backfield. And look what he's done. He's taken a very difficult position. Giving control back to Wasps so they can clear their lines.
Joe Launchbury deliberately not going over the 22 there, just to create the opportunity for Robson if he needs to kick straight out.
Jack Yendall, one of the old stagers back at Twickenham. Skip at the side here last season, and there's another penalty. It's a long, long way from the posts.
He throws him across, he lands on the left.
Hidalgo Klein in
back, going for the ball. It's not like he's deliberately gone across to have the collision. He's targeting the ball, going back and across. But you know, no, they don't like contact in the air at all.
That is a fantastic kick.
Very costly. This is the kind of thing that Exeter practice even in their sleep. Wasps have done well to get that initial drive on, but Chiefs looking to weigh anchor once more.
It's a tackle! No!
Wasps have got it down.
That's your own play.
So Hidalgo Klein will need to recycle from damp Twickenham turf. Taken on by Kirsten. Where's Moon going? Set to be the last surviving original at the end of this. And the frustration as he loses the ball, and Wasps again survive.
Bind. Yeah, sorry. That's entirely...
Willis controlling it for Robson to feed a Manga, who looks to lands the pressure a little bit. Hogg picks it up just outside his 22. Manga gathers it, and now Sopelwanger. Robson beyond Allo. Harris feeding it back to Amanga. Slipping and sliding. Gray, and then Thomas Young. Again, a fairly disobedient wet ball tonight. But Thomas Young brought it to heel and draws the penalty.
It's the same as the penalty you had over there. He's passed the ball,
isn't it?
Isn't it? Really tight angle through Manga. His last kick had brilliant distance on it.
Oh, that is a peach. That is a peach. And look where Wasps will have the line.
Blow for Exeter if they could get over here, but we'll see.
6.
Le Bourgeois into midfield, replacing the Springbok Juan de Jong. Only his second game in opportunity he and they have now. Once again, Will Rowlands, such good work, airborne tonight. Backs joining slightly bigger blokes. Exeter doing what they can to repel them, but O'Grey has it. And Craig Maxwell-Keys says they can carry on going for as long as they like, as long as they carry on moving. And they're moving towards the try line, and the Chiefs are in full retreat here.
To get the ball in the back, Yandel's got through onto the ball. Did he pull that over, Yandel? Referee says yes.
It's a penalty.
Let's play it here.
Decision time, decisions. What do? You got one of the best goal kickers in the world in Gopper.
16 underneath it, collapse.
Looks like they're setting up to go to the corner. I think they take the 3. Go for the 3.
Hitting you, but you've got to secure the ball as well. It also gives the likes of Skinner and Gray opportunity to get a hand on the ball.
Well, this is the biggest throw of 22-year-old Gabriel O'Grey's career. Oh, and it's been thrown straight to Johnny Gray. And all of those Wasps fans who were probably off your feet are now back on the sofa. And Chiefs have a penalty, and the moment's gone, and there's 5.
Skinner ready to go up. Puts massive pressure on the hooker, who has to throw over both of them, and he doesn't put enough on it.
Johnny Gray again, the key man in the line-out. Wasps English champions 6 times between 1990 and 2008. Do wonder if that was the moment for them to try and bridge that gap, and if that moment has now gone and they might not get another. The Chiefs determined that that will be it, and they have another penalty.
2 players,
and look at the reaction of Jack Yendall.
Well, the maul is going to end up being a huge... The Chiefs able to snuff out any attempt from Wasps.
Well, this time it's a big throw for Jack Yendall. And again, Gray, my goodness, he's earned his pocket money this week with those 3 line-out takes. And they've got the penalty as well in front of the posts. And now the drive, and now Exeter trying to drain the life from Wasps. Squeeze the life out of this match.
Down by Exeter, still under penalty advantage for 18 side entry.
Hidalgo Klein with viewers waiting. Simmons knowing the penalty's on its way. Sopoaga underneath it. Claims it, but back we come, and look at the clock here. Back in 2017, but
time off, please.
He will be very happy to end his career as a spectator if this lot end the night as the double winners.
Just a real discussion there of what to do. I think Henry Slade's going to push it into the corner. They're going to back themselves.
Well, this time it's Skinner.
Defended once backwards.
And we've a little over a minute to go. And the Chiefs are nearly there. Devoto joins that massive Devonian humanity.
Broken away, Exeter 8.
Seeing a little more of Janus Kirsten than we needed before the watershed. But they have a penalty under the posts, and that surely is that.
Away. It's a tackle, we're all clear.
They will make sure that the clock isn't stopped tonight, that they don't mess around over whether or not to kick. But they know that the job is very nearly done, and between the posts and the end of an extraordinary season, an extraordinary club, Exeter Chiefs, double winners. And for Wasps, from 10th in the middle of February to the playoffs to Twickenham, but that was where their story ended. They've been beaten again in the final. They've been beaten again by Exeter. A rain-soaked, a sodden, floodlit Premiership final, won for the second time in their history by the wonderful Exeter Chiefs.
Yeah, it's an incredible performance.